M3Gan 2.0, the sequel to the fan favorite 2022 film, comes out this weekend in theaters. Will you be checking it out? Let's talk about it. So last night I went to go check out M3Gan 2.0, and it's just, there's a lot to talk about in this, in terms of just how absurd of a movie it is. Just note, there will not be any spoilers in this review, so if you're worried about seeing any spoilers, you do not have to worry. I will not be spoiling any major plot points for you guys. I'll just be going on through my thoughts on the movie. And without further ado, let's dive into M3Gan 2.0. So this is just easily the most baffling movie of the year for me. At multiple moments in the movie, I would just sit in my chair baffled at like what they decided to do with M3Gan. There's, stuff that they kind of joke around about from the first movie. There's completely new concepts. Not to mention the fact that, if you've seen the trailers at all, this is a total tone and genre shift from the first movie. The first movie is pretty much like a slasher type horror movie where it's like about an android coming to life and, killing things and stuff like that, right? This movie is not that. This movie is more of like a action adventure type movie. It completely changes like the way the movie feels. And it even changes some of like the way the characters are written, as they're not as dramatized. That's the word I'm looking for. M3Gan's pretty funny again throughout this movie. She's always kind of had a comedic bone, right? Now, I will say, she is not in like, well, at least her physical form is not in like half of the movie. She kind of is like going between all these different like Wi-Fi or electricity based devices, as she'll like use a Roomba, or she'll use the refrigerator. Like she uses all, like she kind of is like going back and forth around the house between all these different things, because she does not have a physical body, at least again for half of the movie. I would say probably the worst part about the movie is that, I love in the first movie they kind of played around with like childcare and what it means to actually be a parent, and how much should you be limiting screen time or technology with kids, or even just humans in general, right? In this movie they kind of go with that same theme, but it's more based off of like morality and like if androids, like what freedoms they should have and kind of thing like that. And I'll be honest, like I got the premise within like the first 5 minutes. They spend a little too much time like trying to get that point across, and I don't know, it just I didn't really care as much about that concept. I know what they were trying to do, with M3Gan and not make her seem like as much of a villain, but it's just like, okay, we get it. The costumes and just way that people looked in this movie are hilarious. M3Gan, if you've seen any of the trailers, she has this new like glasses thing with like this funny hairdo. She almost looks like a secret like spy thing. I don't even know, like a secret Barbie doll spy. It's kind of funny. It looks weird, and it's just like, it's the kind of thing you would only expect from seeing a movie called M3Gan 2.0. Katie is no longer just a little girl anymore who, in the first movie, she was just like the trauma victim. She was the one that everything was happening to, right? M3Gan was her protector, and the whole movie kind of centered around what had happened to Katie, and M3Gan was used to talk to Katie and all these things, right? In this movie, Katie is a lot more grown up. It's been a couple of years, and she's also like taking after her aunt in this movie a little bit, with like being a little bit of a tech genius. And there are a couple times in the movie where it's like, oh wow, like Katie's just secretly really good at that. They also bring in this whole little storyline where she's like really good. I think it's like Taekwondo or some other kind of martial arts that she ends up teaching M3Gan. The main villain of this movie, Amelia, is pretty good. She kind of just serves as the over-the-top, I'm gonna be more powerful than you type villain. Now, I will say there is like a twist in this movie, and I had actually said to my girlfriend when we were coming out of the movie, I said, if we take that twist out completely, the idea of like what happened kind of still remains. So like, it's a cool twist, but I don't know that it necessarily changes the entire like scope of the movie, just in terms of like what's actually happening physically. Most of all, this movie is just ridiculous. There are multiple scenes, multiple jokes made where I was like, I can't believe they just did that. And just know going in that however crazy you think this movie might be, if you know, oh, maybe that joke will be off limits, or maybe they won't do like 3 more Megan sings a song moments like they did in the first one, I promise you you're wrong. I promise you you're wrong. All in all, I thought it was a good movie. I think I gave it about 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It was enjoyable. See, for me, just because I don't necessarily I'm not like really into it, if I can get enjoyment out of that movie, if I can laugh, if I can have a good time, that's all I need for a good movie. And I think going into this, you know, I saw F1 right before this. So those are 2 very distinctly different movies where, you know, with F1, you're trying to be impressed by all the dazzling stuff and intensity. And this is a very funny, don't take me serious kind of movie. And again, I had a lot of fun with it. So let me know if you guys plan on seeing M3Gan 2.0 in theaters this weekend. And are you a fan of the original M3Gan? I actually just saw the original M3Gan not too long ago, but I think I still prefer the original, just in terms of, I don't know, maybe originality or whatever it may be. But let me know your thoughts down below, and if you have seen both, which one you kind of prefer. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, Colonels.